Welcome to Story Route Zero.
This is a podcast where friends gather to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the strange worlds of video games. We often don't know where we're going, but that's half the fun. Come on the journey with us. Hit us up on Twitter at StoryRoute0. You can send us an email at StoryRoute0@gmail.com. That includes questions, concerns, comments, complaints, pet pics. Send us some recipes. Send us some stories about your day. We're going to listen.
Podcast, start your engines. We have liftoff. Let's have a journey.
I want to devise a virus to bring dire straits to your environment. Crush your corporations with a mild touch, trash your whole computer system, and revert you to papyrus. Welcome to Story Route Zero, episode, I think it's 32.
It is.
Okay, thank you, Jason. My name is Matthew Heel. That was Deltron 3030, aka Del the Funky Homo Sapien, and Dan the Automator Nakamura. Song's called Virus. You should listen to it. It's one of the best hip hop albums ever. And this is Story Route Zero. We talk about the video games, but first we've got a really big announcement. I'm going to skip out on introducing my co-host because we got a new person on this ship. Michaela Criscione, representing Obilisk Games. Welcome to the team.
Well, thank you. I've never met any of you before, so I'm totally new to this. Let me get my groove here.
You've only been on what, 5 episodes now?
I don't even know anymore.
Never met us.
New. Never talked to any of us.
She took her time. Not like we had Jeff on Nerds Gone Platinum twice, and then it's like, you're in the show permanently. Okay.
I managed to dodge and weave for a little while, run away.
Yeah, she did.
He's like, do I want to?
It's like, no fucking nerds. So, Michaela, I know you've been here before. I'm not going to ask you to. We're not going to do the whole getting to know you game. But how was your weekend? You're going to start us off.
My weekend was good. I did not have much time for gaming because I actually went out into the world. The thing that people used to do.
What's that like?
I don't know. There was sunlight. I was a little confused by it. I went whale watching off the coast.
Oh, nice.
Here. So that was fun. I saw a lot of whales
last night. No. Sorry.
Yeah. saw about 5 humpback whales taking naps, and I was like, these animals, they've got it right.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Sleeping. It was 1:00 in the afternoon.
What's that? Oh, I love a good nap.
Yeah, that was my weekend, mostly going up north, seeing marine life.
Where you say up north?
So
I know you're a masshole, but
now I was not born a masshole. I'm a transplant masshole.
There's a difference.
That's an interesting surgery.
I was born in Rhode Island, which is actually worse. I went to.
Yeah, you guys have that coffee milk.
Hey, that is my life's blood.
That's all right. At least you didn't come from Iowa like my dumb ass.
I've never even been that far west.
Don't worry about it. There's not much there.
We went out of like Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Well, now we'll introduce my other 2 co-hosts. Representing below the Mason-Dixon line, Moose Cool. How are you?
Doing well, my man. Doing well.
Nice to see you. Took last week off.
Yeah.
I think I texted you or Facebooked you earlier in the past week. Feels like we haven't talked in a while, and I don't know why. But
it's probably because I didn't do the game club.
Yeah. I don't know. Feels like just we haven't checked in for some ungodly reason. And representing
the trash state, Jersey,
not New York. Jason Marshall, how are you, sir?
Doing well.
Moose, thumbs up, thumbs down. How's your weekend? Let the record show he has 1 thumb. That's up. Weird pause. Jason, how was your weekend? One thumb up. Cool. I had a weird weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Worked overnight both nights and decided to watch anime, and that was fun. I started watching Robotech again. I haven't seen that since I was a kid. And I think I have a man crush on Rick Hunter, the main character. Mainly because like within the first episode, he starts talking about all this anti-war stuff. And I'm like, all right, Rick's okay. And then he starts showing up everybody that's been in the military and being a better pilot and a better person. And it's awesome. Plus there are giant robots. And for reference, because I know Moose and I both really like Galaxy Z, the idea of a plane changing into a giant robot comes from Robotech. I also started watching another anime. I'm becoming a big anime watcher now. I'm noticing that. I watched an anime I think it's called Haikyu, Haikyu. It's a sports anime about a volleyball team. And it reminds me of when I was a kid with my cousins and friends playing basketball, pretending we were professional athletes. Stole my heart in ways I was not ready for. Also, working in healthcare is still weird. And that's all I have to say about that. And now we're here. I've been up for 25 hours, so this is going to be interesting. Anybody been playing any games? Michaela, you just got here. You're first.
I was working on the Ghosts Platinum. I am very, very close. I really didn't play anything for the past week. I played like 2 hours in the middle of last week. And then yesterday when I got home, I started banging out the trophies. I've got like 5 question marks left to go. It's really close. And a couple hidden altars.
Okay.
And then I think I played like 1 run of Slay the Spire.
Nice.
But yeah, sadly, very little time for gaming. Last week sucked.
Yeah. Moose, you were out last week. What you been up to, game-wise?
A lot of the same. But if I was going to say new stuff that I've touched, I've jumped back into ITTA, or ITTA, ITTA, the bullet hell shooter, twin-stick shooter. I think I'm through like boss 5 or 6.
Oh, you're almost done.
Well, then I can't be 5 or 6. Maybe.
No, there's not that many. You're almost done.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm only on the second part of the map. There's like 3 places on the map.
Did you get into the map where it's open? It kind of looks like you're in the clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the last major section, and then you revisit the other. So you're almost done. And I mean, it's a boss rush game, so
yeah, right.
Technically,
I'm not expecting it to be.
There's not much because it's only.
Yeah, like that's all you fight. Like you don't fight anything when you're running around the map and stuff.
Just deal with asshole NPCs. Everyone's grumpy in that game.
Yeah, I mean,
they're like, too. What are you doing? What are you doing, girl? Get out of here, girl. It's like, all right, dick.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I'm just here trying to survive.
It's like that crestfallen. It's like that crestfallen knight at the beginning of Dark Souls. He shows up. He's just not interested in anything you have to say. You're just like, man, I just got here. I'm just supposed to ring this bell. He's like, yeah, actually, there's 2 of them, idiot. One above and one below. Good fucking luck.
So, been playing that. Trying to jump back into Astral Chain.
Okay.
What else? A lot of Division 2. I beat the 3rd Manhunt for this season 2.
Congrats.
I'm at level 90 in the season. I got 10 more levels, and I'll be max season level, which is nice. And then, so just been running around playing that with Marco. And then Dark Souls 3 PvP.
Nice.
Which I'm like, I want to jump back into.
Are you good yet?
Yeah, actually,
okay,
I'm pretty good. I can hold my own.
Awesome.
He retired. He beat our buddy TB. He flawlessed him, so he retired.
Yeah,
Like, that was his goal.
I'm retired.
I'm retired. I was in the party. I heard Moose go, "That's it. I'm done. I win."
But yeah, so we
very George Costanza of you, Moose.
We're doing level 90 at Pontiff right now and just having fun. And so we just get a bunch of us in and just play. And we don't try and we're not like tryhards and like which other people that like do the weapon swap glitches and, just every every cheat in the book to try and win. We just like, it's weird that it's an honorable fight club, but I'm like, Fight Club had rules. We have rules. Everybody's here to have a good time. Let's have a good time.
You're sitting there going, this is not Nam, Marco. There are rules.
Exactly. So we're having a good time with that. And I'm building a Dex character now, which I'm kind of treating as my solo playthrough of Dark Souls 3 because I never did a solo playthrough. And then it's kind of making me want to play Dark Souls 2 and then revisit Dark Souls Remaster. And I'm like, there are too many games in the backlog to do all of that at once. So got to make choices, sacrifices.
Yeah.
But that's been pretty much it, what I've been playing. I do have Fall Guys downloaded. And then, Void Bastards. And I remember Jason has played it and liked it. I like it. It's a lot of fun. I like the art style. I like the humor of the game. Like, it's like interesting how like when you die, like the backpack's just like gets up off your back and is like, all right, let's get back to the ship, write the paperwork as it's going back to like the area to pick up another human being or another vessel and then go back out and salvage. And I'm just like, that's pretty funny. So it's gonna be an interesting roguelike. So looking forward
more
to
sentient backpacks.
Yeah, I agree. We do need that. Yeah, but that's about it.
Jason, you turned in a review.
I did.
At least one. I don't know if you turned in two.
Just one for now. The second one should be out this week. But I played a boatload of Fall Guys, so I decided to write a review, which went up yesterday.
Yep. And it's
wonderful. I played so much Fall Guys that my oldest, who refers to it as the funny game, asked me last night, if I get up early, can I play the funny game? I'm like, yeah, sure. It's a 5-year-old. I'm not thinking she's getting up early. Like 5:45. Dad, I'm up. What the?
Get them while they're young. Get them up.
And then tonight before bed, if I get up early again, can I wake you? Like, I should be proud, but I feel like no, yes, okay, fine. I did not get a crown. I've come like within a centimeter. I dove for a crown and someone pulled me in midair and I was like, no.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
I feel like a controller's going to break at some point.
That's why I'm hesitant.
It's so much fun though. It really is. It's a blast.
I played a few matches release night, and yeah, that game. Like that game's good. Like I kind of agree with Ollie Smith at New Game Plus. Like this might be the best battle royale game.
One of the first races, there's a fan that goes, and you have to go through it. I hit the fan at such an angle that I legit was stuck in it for 30 seconds, bouncing me off the walls. And I wasn't even mad.
Yeah.
It's just
they made it so this could happen. Good on them.
And double down, their Twitter account is the best ever.
Oh, yeah, their Twitter account's great.
They're like tweeting at random companies asking for collaborations, and they're getting other companies to one-up those companies. I also platinumed Ghost.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I hit the last fort, and the question marks appeared, and I was like, oh, there's not that much. I'm finishing this.
Nice.
Although my platinum screenshot was awful. One of the worst I've ever taken.
I don't think mine was that good either.
I planned, so I just had the Shinto shrines left to bow. So I knew, so every time I bowed, I would face the camera to Jin. So I'd get like a full shot of him with the background. The screenshot took for the Shinto trophy, and as it was fading, the platinum trophy took the picture. So it like, the whole
black.
thing's blurry because it's still fading from the previous. I'm like, I give up. After I blew the Last of Us trophy picture, I'm done with that. I don't care what the picture is anymore.
Yeah. It's rough.
Doesn't matter how good the picture is, the trophy still counts.
That's right.
And the other review that should be up in a few days is West of Dead, which I played a lot of. This is a roguelike twin shooter tactics game.
That's a lot to cram into a game.
Yeah.
It still leaves room for Ron Perlman.
Yes. The main character is voiced by Ron Perlman, who looks like Ghost Rider meets the prisoner from Dead Cells.
Okay.
Oh, geez. This game is doing all sorts of interesting things to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ron Perlman, Dead Cells, roguelike twin stick shooter. I mean, I'm not going to presumably map out your erogenous zone when it comes to games, but I feel like
we're in the ballpark.
I feel like we do this long enough. Some things might need to change.
I gotta go.
Namely your pants.
No, it's definitely, I'm not huge into tactics games necessarily. It depends on the game. I'm picky, but the way it works with this is it's a cover-based shooter, but it's a twin stick shooter. So you can't so it's Old West. So there's no assault rifles, submachine guns. It's like single shot revolvers, like 2-shot shotgun. Like, so you have to reload if you miss. Mm-hmm. So you take cover, but the cover can be destroyed. But you could also see the enemies reload, like their meter goes, so you can kind of figure out when to go. And they're also undead, so there's ways to stun them, and it's pretty cool.
Cool.
And it stealth dropped on PS4 last week.
Yeah, I feel like we did not know that was coming. Or at least, I mean, I had not. I'd been looking for it since we first saw trailers for it, and I was like, man, I want to. Yeah. I didn't see anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, I played both closed betas. They made no announcement about it, and I was playing through on Steam, and then like I got a tweet, and it's like available today. I'm like, what?
Well, I feel it was. Wasn't it like one of those Steam Switch games? Isn't it out on Switch?
I don't know if it's on. Is it? I don't know if it's on Switch.
I don't think it's on Switch. I think it was just Steam. I think, or maybe it was somewhere it's coming later.
It definitely was on Game Pass. I know that, but I don't think it was on Switch. I think it's just Steam and Game Pass. But that's about it.
Cool. Well, had a weird week in gaming, I guess. We'll start with the normal thing. Finished all the DLC in Dark Souls 2 with Ahmed, and we have started the we started the New Game Plus. We're all the way to the Rune Sentinels. Well, we finished the Rune Sentinels, so I think our next boss is the Lost Sinner, and that's like one of the 3 or 4 major ones, and then we just keep on rolling. But speaking of Ahmed, I just want to send some condolences. He had a loss this past week, and as someone who is, I mean, I know Jason is familiar with him. I don't know if you've ever been at a party with him. I know Moose knows him because you've been on the business end of PvP in Dark Souls 3. But I know that having met him in person, he's one of my favorite people. I've played games with him for damn near a decade, and my heart goes out to him. So I just hope he's staying strong. But while we were doing that, we were talking about Monster Hunter World. And I started Monster Hunter World again.
Uh-oh.
And I've gotten well past where I was prior, like in 2018 when it released. And even then it was one of my top 5 games of the year, I believe. Definitely in the top 10. But now it's just like, I cannot wait to dump hours into this game. I did pick up the Iceborne expansion, so I have access to all of it.
Why'd you do that?
Because I'm dumb, Moose. Have you met me? Secretly, I went looking for it and couldn't find it, so I didn't know. But
I can't with this guy. We have a sheet for a reason.
Game sharing goes wrong.
In my defense, I've been up for 25 hours. So.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, Iceborne is really cool. I have tried 4 of the weapons out this time around, where I only played the hammer last time, and I think the hammer is definitely a weapon if you want to get in a monster's face. But I've actually taken a shine to the insect glaive because I guess it's partly because I really like the Saintier's Spear in Dark Souls 2, which is almost has a bow staff moveset. And plus, I kind of look like Khotan Khan from Ghost of Tsushima, just flying around giant monsters. And there's this move, if you mount one, you could do like these weird somersaults. You just go up and down the monster's spine, and you feel like badass. So yeah, you're going to be hearing about Monster Hunter from me a lot. And then I did play Fall Guys. Also, I picked up a game on my phone. It's a strategy game. It's called Good Sudoku. If you are not good at Sudoku, or even if you're really good at Sudoku, I thought I was good until I played this game, and then I realized there's a whole bunch of other shit that I just didn't really know. But this particular app sort of walks you from not knowing how to do a Sudoku to at least being competent at like mid-level Sudoku pretty quick. And my favorite thing about it is I see my own improvement. I see the rules that it comes up through the logic of Sudoku, as well as I'm starting to see how to just implement them in games on my own. And no person talking to me about Sudoku has ever had a metric for that. And also there's jargon in Sudoku that I did not know existed. This game is developed by Zach Gage. He has developed tons of mobile games. He's also a host of the Spelunky show-like. I think his biggest game is probably Spell Tower on phones. And he also did one of I don't remember what it was called, but he did a game that launched with Apple Arcade last year. He's a very smart developer. His career is interesting, and he tends to, and I know that this is probably reductive in some way, but he tends to take an idea or mechanic and make it as sleek and accessible as possible without making it dumb. And I feel like that's a weirdly fine line. And I think Good Sudoku might actually end up as one of my favorite games of the year, because I downloaded it Friday and like lost 3 hours immediately. And I'm like, okay, so this is an iPhone app I will keep. And yeah, it's real good. It's free, and then I paid for the removal of ads because who wants to watch ads. And I think my favorite thing about this is it gets you from starting a Sudoku to solving sections of it quicker than any Sudoku app I've ever used. And I was having a conversation with a coworker about this, and when I told her it does the auto note, where it basically gives you the possibilities of each square, like at the click of a button. She said, well, that does all the work for you. I go, yes, but how many times have you done the work and been wrong? It's better to have that work done it's better to have that work done accurately, because I know with me, if I'm doing a Sudoku that's just writing and I'm trying to do the notes, the problem for me is if I get distracted and have to come back to it, I don't remember where I was in my own thought process. So I basically have to erase and start over. You don't have to do that.
Nice.
And also, as you solve things, it'll change the notes. And if it gets down to 1, it just fills everything in for you. And that's oddly satisfying as well, because it knows it knows the process of elimination. And it changes with increased difficulty. There's dailies, there's endless, there's an arcade mode. Like this is the best Sudoku app I've ever played. I always have liked doing them since I learned how to do them, and now I'm glad I have a constant stream of it rather than having to go buy a book that I'll eventually misplace and I'll find like years later and toss. So yeah, good Sudoku by Zach Gage, really fucking good. And it's free, and you pay like $2.99 to get rid of ads. Worth it. That's pretty much it for me. And let's wrap it up. No, I'm kidding. So we had a state of play this past week. Jason, I know you're going to run us through that, but before we get there, I want to talk about the thing that has you and I a bit excited first. Anybody watching the video, you just saw Jason have the happiest seizure in the history of civilization. Remnant getting its final DLC.
Oh, right. Okay.
And now I was looking for trailers before the show, and I couldn't really find anything that was a trailer. I'm just happy that there's going to be more Remnant content, as are you, but I know that you probably know the particulars about it.
Subject 2923. It's a new world, so a whole new campaign for this world.
So it's like a new planet?
Yep.
Cool.
New weapons, new monsters. This will be available in survival mode too, as one of the possible
sweet.
locations. It's
That'll be fun.
$10.
$9.99.
So with all the DLC, this game is now a full-price AAA game. Because I think the courses one.
I'd still think it would be worth.
Oh, definitely worth
$60.
Oh yeah, it would have been
each for the DLC.
Yeah, if it was
80.
60 plus the DLC. Yeah, this game is fucking good.
Yeah, I'd still think it would be worth $80.
Next Thursday.
Get it.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Remnant
while the kitten's good.
Remnant is such a better game than anyone will ever get credit for, except for like us three. No disrespect, Michaela. I don't know if you played it.
I have not, but I've listened to you guys about it. So.
And you're sick of it.
And
Welcome to the show.
Amelia can vouch for it. This is her first
platinum. Yeah. She was with us when we platinumed her first platinum. Yeah.
She had the one up. Aria's first platinum was Peggle 2. Amelia's like, we're going a little difficult.
Amelia's hold my baby beer. Okay, so now, state of play. All of us have watched it, yes?
Correct.
Cool.
I watched a while.
I'm going to go completely out of order because this is not a drill. Spelunky 2 out September 15th. I'm ruining this shit with my excitement.
You know,
Y'all.
I went in order this time because there was a lot of negative feedback last time because it jumped around. You go and do that, and
Every so often, I'm a hypocrite. I will admit it. I will stand. I will raise my hand and be like,
If Remnant's DLC was announced, we'd allow at like mid to the end of the state of play, we'd allow you to jump right into it, Jason. So I think you can just settle down a little bit. Give the man, like blood, sweat, and tears played Spelunky and streamed it forever. And I was there when I
finally beat it.
He finally beat it.
I fought back tears that day, my friends.
So I feel like he's allowed to be excited.
He's allowed to be excited,
you know.
So what I want to say about, I'm super excited for it. Going to get a day one. This is not a secret. But I really loved the trailer for this and how Derek talked about it because you saw characters killing themselves. And that's exactly what Spelunky is. That's how you learn. And like towards the end of the trailer, you see the character die, but then he gets like kicked off a ledge, lands on a mine, that explodes. And then you see all the interactions in the world happen. Like that is a trailer for the people that got into Spelunky and stayed with it forever. It warmed my heart. I remember seeing that, and I texted Reba, and I'm like, Spelunky 2 is out September 15th. This is not a drill. And she's like, what's not a drill? I go, they're releasing Spelunky 2. And she's like, oh, yes, I remember Spelunky. I go, you know what's going to happen, right? And she's like, no, I don't know what's going to happen. I go, you're going to get the shotgun, and I'm going to carry you through Spelunky just like I did Spelunky 1. So excited for it. So happy it's finally coming out. I'm so happy. I'm very much in that Last of Us way. Like, I was never sure this was needed, but fuck, I can't wait for it. And one thing that I will say that is Spelunky 1 is like a really good analog and procedural generation version of Super Mario Brothers 3. Spelunky 2 looks like Super Mario World, where there are secret exits. It looks a bit better graphically, and can't wait. You can ride a turkey and drop the turkey into the lava like you would fucking Yoshi.
Fuck Yoshi. Yeah.
Moose is on board now. Okay, great.
I was on board as soon as they started showing it, and I knew it was Spelunky. I'm like, or Spelunky 2. I was like, there's no reason, there's no way they're showing this without a release date.
Right?
And I was like, if they do that again, there'll be riots in the streets. Like maybe of 2 people, you and me, and that's it. But there'll be riots. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it would. I'm super excited for that game. But anyway, let's go to the official running order. You can skip over Spelunky 2 now, Jason. I did some work for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Who's excited for Crash Bandicoot 4?
Hey.
You know,
I'm not gonna not be excited for it.
When I was watching this on, I was watching someone stream it on Twitch. I was watching Cam Hawkins of Dual Shockers stream it on Twitch. And as I was watching, I was trying really hard not to be the guy in the chat that's just lobbing snarky comments. Not because it would have been only me, because I think there were at least 15 people doing the same thing. But watching it again today, there's something here that has me interested, and I fucking hate Crash. This looks like what Rayman Origins and Legends did for like 2D platformers, except it's in 3D. Like, I mean, it's not going to be I don't think it's going to be as dexterous as those. I'm not saying like this is Crash Bandicoot Origins or Forigins, I guess. But I feel, yeah, I did that. I feel like it's just a feature-rich 3D platformer. Don't you? Just
I
you wait.
live with a pun machine. I don't need it here too.
Throwing down. I like it.
Well, preemptively, I regret nothing. But there are a couple things that it looks like the Skylanders games, and the fact that it's by Toys for Bob kind of makes me miss Skylanders, because I think I'm the only one here with any affinity for that series. But I think it was better than it was given credit for. But I'm Crash 4 curious now.
Ugh, that was worse than the other thing.
Michaela,
Yes.
you said you're excited for it. Talk to us.
I was until I started talking to you about it. But
I have that effect on women, believe it or not.
Oh my god. I don't know. The gameplay looks really tight. Toys for Bob does a good job with these kind of properties. Referencing Spyro, obviously. They did a great job with that. Although my one and only complaint about Crash 4 is the same one from the day the box art got leaked. Is that why are his arms coming out of his neck? I don't know, or his head even. He doesn't have a neck. But
that Bandicoot's on steroids. You know it.
I don't know.
Now I gotta look at the box art.
Or yeah, you just gotta look at him. His arms.
It's
don't
like
come out of his torso anymore. They come out of
it's
his
like
head.
this.
So
I'm running.
But I can overlook that because the gameplay that they showed looks awesome. It just looks smooth. It looks like traditional Crash meets modern 3D platforming with the slight additions and tweaks and the different types of levels that they've got in there. And the fact that you can play the whole game as Coco. I don't know. It looks great. The gameplay just looks like what I would want a 2020 version of Crash Bandicoot to be.
Now, are you a fan of the original games as well?
Yeah, I grew up with them. I've never been the
Okay.
hugest platformer person, but I will make exceptions for certain games, like usually just the big ones like Crash and Spyro and Celeste and Ori and Hollow Knight. But yeah, it's a nostalgia factor with Crash, but this isn't nostalgia. This particular state of play gameplay just looked tight. So.
Well, apart from the puns, you just listed like 5 games that we have in common. So hopefully that's a little bit redeeming. But if anyone has anything else to say, speak now or let's move on.
Out October 2nd.
Yes.
It's about time.
Next trailer, what I thought was just going to be another. Really?
I can see his disdain.
I already watch streams with a kindred. I don't need one on the podcast.
Oh my God, Kindred.
Maybe he and I are kindred spirits. I can do
Next
this all
up-
night.
Next up, we got more Hitman 3, plus a bonus. And this was a shock to me. All 3 Hitman, the new games, are playable in VR. That's pretty cool.
That blew my mind and gave me a big fucking headache. Yes. Hitman 3, day 1, yes. I will try Hitman in VR. I don't know if I'm doing all of it in VR.
You know what was funny about it? Last time we saw Hitman 3, Jeff was on the show, and I made the joke. I'm like, watch, they're going to have Hitman 1 and 2 playable in 3. And he goes, no, they can't. Well, they do. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah. You get 3 games, 500 trophies. It's fine. You should have to play all of them multiple times. Yeah, no platinum.
No platinums. No platinum for Hitman.
What if they come out and it's all of them have platinums on PS5?
Oh, God. Double platinums. 1 in VR and 1 in regular.
Oh. Yeah. Sick.
Now I'm going to have to... God, no. I don't want to will this into existence.
Next up was a real blast from the past.
Yeah.
We're getting a director's commentary anniversary edition of Braid.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone play Braid when it was out?
Yeah. I love that game. I don't like the way John Blow was acting on Twitter after its release, but I do like that game.
You should play it, Michaela, but don't look anything up because
I already know. I mean, that
okay.
game's been out forever.
Yeah.
I already know.
It's beyond the statute of spoiler warning,
Yeah.
but yeah. It does have a pretty good twist if you don't see it coming. You're like, huh, that happened. It's kind of cool to have like a director's commentary in a game, in a sense.
Yeah.
Didn't Double Fine do that for a game recently? Weren't they
I think
talking
did.
about?
I thought they did.
It wasn't Broken Age, was it?
It might have been.
Okay, I know that
right.
they had done something like that. Oh, and you know what? No, it was Full Throttle, and it was Full Throttle.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Broken
sure
Age was just a
Throttle.
complete edition. Full Throttle was the one. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. No release date yet. Then we got to see a PS5 game, The Pathless, which wasn't a new reveal, but they showed more of it.
It's an Annapurna joint, published by Annapurna. You know I'm in.
It looks cool when you get moving in that game, and she's flying around.
Mm-hmm.
It does look cool. I don't know what else there is though, so I don't know if it's.
Watching this, there was a lot of. It seemed like, I mean, like the notes that I put on, I put it as. I think a lot of games are doing the Ashen look, where it's not necessarily faux Souls combat, but they're definitely doing that minimalist, not super detailed, but still somehow, vibrant world. But it's like Ashen plus Zelda plus a hybrid of Eco and Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
You remember that game, Fee? It looks like Fee to me.
Yeah, was it Effie?
I don't know. It's literally the letters F-E. Faye, I don't know how you say that. That's what it looks like.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it looks like that. Mm-hmm.
Absolver looks just like Ashen too.
I got hints of what the hell was that game? What was that really bad game that I? What? Oh, Michaela, you watched
Decay of Logos.
Decay of Logos. Yeah. That was sad.
I had hints of that. I'm like, oh god, no.
Okay, so it's weird. We all just talk about this game like it's wine. Did anyone else pick that up? Okay, never mind then. I won't go any further with it.
All right, we can skip the next.
Next up, Spelunky 2, September 15th.
I will say, though, it looked more vibrant, brighter.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't just me. Like, I thought maybe it was like me playing on the Vita versus watching this. I'm like, it looks brighter.
Yeah, the big conflict they show you at the end, where the character's hiding in grass. Yeah, it was definitely, there was a lot of it popped in a really good way. It kind of looks like that new Heart Machine game. We saw recently.
I know
the sequel to Hyper Light Drifter or whatever.
Yeah, that was at the PS5 one, right?
Yeah, that's where it was.
Next up, Genshin Impact.
That's the one that the guy broke his PS4 for.
Yes. Which looks like Breath of the Wild.
Anime Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that's anime open world Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
That's a China Heroes Project indie game coming. Like, I don't know, that game. I'm impressed by what anytime a small team puts together a big game like that.
How big is the team? Do we know?
Most of the China Hero Project games are less than 10 people.
Oh, that is impressive.
Yeah, they're all indie projects. So, are you guys familiar with China Hero?
I am not.
So China Hero is a project funded by Sony to basically sponsor indie developers in and around China. So Lost Soul Aside is a China Hero game. That one, Fist, that Forged in Shadow Torch looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
China Hero game. AI Limit is a China Hero game.
Okay.
So they typically get shown off at China Joy, which was literally the first weekend of August. So I was surprised to see this here and not there, because that's where I believe the guy broke his PS4.
Well, this was revealed.
Oh,
Well,
this has
besides
been-
the PS, the PS4. But I actually played the beta a month ago. I don't like the arts, the anime style. It plays fine. It definitely plays like Breath of the Wild. It's a Breath of the Wild clone. It really is. It's got a cool feature where you switch characters on the fly in your party. Who leads? So like you can switch to the archer and just unload from the distance, and then switch back to the character with the swords and rush in, which is kind of a cool feature. But the anime style is not for me. So, but hopefully it does well, and hopefully more people don't break their PS4 over it. That was ridiculous. That video.
Did he break it? I know about the video. I haven't watched it. Did he break it because it was so familiar to Breath of the Wild?
Because it was a Breath of the Wild clone and he was in public, he brought a PS4 and smashed it on the ground because it was a Breath of the Wild clone.
Yeah.
So he's mad because people are taking influence from a game.
Like nobody has ever done before.
No.
Nope, never.
Never.
Whatever.
So did he see it, go home, grab the PS4, and this whole time, I'm gonna smash this. I'm gonna smash
Right. You're processing that in your head like that's your PS. Like,
and then you went to the show
PS4.
floor.
I feel like one of the best things that if games are going to be influenced by Breath of the Wild, I feel like the stamina system and just being able to climb whatever the hell you want is really what a lot of games need to lift from that, So
yeah,
I think that would be really cool, except for the goddamn fucking rain. But yeah, other than that,
You gotta admit, it was kind of cool the first time you're struck by lightning.
Oh yeah,
You weren't expecting that, and you're walking around with your sword and what the fuck?
Yeah, like you see like the charges, and you're like, that can't be good. And like a second later, you're like, damn it!
Oh,
there goes the good sword.
See, I remember how it happened to me. Like it happened right as I was at like a one of those bokoblin encampments where there's like 4 or 5 of them right there. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. My sword's doing lightning now? Okay. First swing. And I died, and all of them are just laughing at me. And I'm like,
I think
that's the most Far Cry 2 thing you've ever done to me, Nintendo.
I think I was in the swamps at some of the shrines and was like in water, like in like knee-deep water running around, and was like, yeah, that's not good. This is not good at all. And then once I read about like, oh, lightning sword, yeah, just take all off your metal, I was like, yep, okay, that makes sense. It's like, gotta do that from now on. But, yeah.
Next up is a very interesting game, but not for the game. Aeon Must Die. I don't even know if this is going to come out at this point, because the developers are being investigated for apparently serious crunch and psychological abuse to the staff. This came out like an hour after State of Play.
Oh shit!
This happened.
Did a bunch of them quit too, or no?
A bunch quit supposedly. Yeah. And now Focus Interactive is investigating that the game idea was stolen from someone else.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Is Focus Home Interactive the developer or the publisher?
No, there's a publisher.
They're the publisher.
Okay.
So they're investigating the developer.
Okay, good. Well,
which they should have done before now.
Yeah. Due diligence is the thing. Because like all I remember is Focus Home Interactive from that trailer, and I was thinking, oh, it's kind of a pivot from like Plague Tale or Vampire.
Focus Home has been partnering with a ton of devs. They've been publishing games left, right, and center. They also I think they did Greedfall as well.
Yeah.
Focus Home's been everywhere. Any European-based like indie or AA dev, they're on it.
Oh, they did Blood Bowl 2, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Anybody basically that isn't getting picked up by THQ Nordic,
I was
Focus
just
Home
gonna
is
say,
like, hello.
They're the new THQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a Dropbox with files alleging like the game was stolen, the ideas, the art. There's a whole mess of. So there's no idea if this game's even going to see the light of day at this point.
Probably not.
Well, if it does, let's hope that whoever's doing wrong is outed and addressed, and the people responsible for the idea are given what they need to do to put the game out. That's what I would want. I don't know how possible that is given legal proceedings and whatever.
It had a cool art style.
Yeah, it looks great.
It was like a side-scrolling beat 'em up, but there was 3D sections, and it did look cool. But that's unfortunate. That I mean, this is worse than like Jason Schreier's report. Naughty Dog, there was crunch overtime. This is like I've never heard like psychological abuse, and then that the whole IP was stolen. It's like, wow, that's a little more serious.
I mean, I kind of feel like it has a lot. It's very reminiscent of one of the plots of our recent Game Club games, Mother Russian Bleeds. Except with that.
Next up,
yeah, this sucks. I hope the right thing happens. That's what I want.
Next up is anyone want to help me pronounce this? Anomutationem.
Anomutationem.
There you go. It says Cyberpunk beat 'em up. A lot of Cyberpunk stuff coming up.
Yeah. I'm kind of tired of it, to be 100% real. And I think I'm still like hungover from that Escapist show where like every third thing was Cyberpunk or something or other. So
no, this looked pretty cool. I think it's coming out on Steam too. It looks pretty cool. Get RPG beat 'em up.
Which I will take.
Yeah. We have to see more bug snacks.
The game of the moment.
I think I literally slammed my head when I saw that. I was like, please don't. Please stop. Nope.
Well, you don't like bug snacks?
It makes my ears bleed. How can I like it?
I'm just asking. I am not going to disparage you for disliking bug snacks.
It makes me deeply concerned for the person who came up with the concept for that game, and even more concerned for the person at like Sony or whoever who greenlit this and like, yes, this is what we want in our PS5.
Do you know their last game? Their last game was Octodad.
Octodad was hilarious.
So maybe this is probably going to be good.
I don't know. It's kind of scary. I feel like if I showed that to a small child out of context, they might start crying.
Well, you should. There's a video from one of the hosts of the Giant Beast cast that he shows it to his 7-year-old, and the 7-year-old is. I think the kid's 7. I apologize, but he's doing commentary the entire time, and it's actually kind of adorable.
So some 7-year-olds may like it. Some may
I like bug snacks. I'm very into bug snacks because
Matt is also a 7-year-old.
Yes. I keep trying to tell my wife that, but she won't listen. But I think this is the first game, at least, on a big stage that is just fucking weird. And I'm into it. I would rather something be weird, and she can say that all she wants.
It's a launch title, or did they not confirm that?
They're saying holiday 2020.
So it'll probably be window.
Everything's holiday.
When it's
2020.
November 20th, and they've suddenly shadow announced that Xbox and PS5 are available, and you find out the price when you add them to your cart, it will also release.
Well, if it's November 20th, I'm going to be like, hey, I hope nobody got me a birthday present yesterday, because you can get me a PS5 today.
That's a pretty big birthday present.
Have you
With
seen those
bug snacks
videos?
too, that's extra money.
There's videos, people are like, he goes to his fiance's phone and he just keeps going, PS5, PS5, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5, launch system, launch PS5, launch.
I will say this. I have wrestled with the idea of buying the 7-inch of the song from I Am 8-Bit. I am not doing it, though.
Ooh.
I'm not. I'll just do the full soundtrack.
Okay.
Plus, I'd rather get the soundtrack to Untitled Goose Game. We all know this.
Honk.
Yep, exactly. Move
Next
on
up-
before Michaela has another reason to strangle.
Next up, we got a VR title, Vader Immortal.
Look cool.
Look
Yeah.
cool. Out in
I mean, I
2
have
weeks.
PSVR, so yeah. It'd be cool. to
My
try.
least played system.
I know, seriously, I do need to break it out and hook it back up again.
I think the one issue I had is no Darth Maul, like Saber.
Okay.
Okay.
It's probably a dumb complaint, but just saying they had everything else.
Did it say when it takes place? Is it like a
Yeah.
new Vader
I
story
think-
or?
I think that you could probably there are people that know the Star Wars universe well enough that they can pinpoint when in the chronology this happens. I am not that person, nor do I care to be, because I'm almost over Star Wars. I got to watch one more movie and then I think I'm done. But the idea of swinging a lightsaber is cool. I mean, we've all played Beat Saber, yes?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I
So-
do not have VR, but I know what it is.
Okay.
We'll allow it.
Thanks.
I mean, I would have allowed it if you said "fuck VR." 'Cause,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, that's true,
your opinion is valid, Michaela.
More like fuck my wallet.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It.
Well,
Actually,
that's
my
how.
roommate has a VR system, but it's not PSVR, and I don't think she's ever used it.
Well, Beat Saber's on other systems.
Yeah. It's basically.
I literally
everywhere.
don't think she's ever taken it out of the box. She got it as like
Actually-
a Christmas present.
Actually, Beat Saber I hear is better on PC because you can upload your own songs.
Yeah, someone did Beat Saber to Eminem's Rap God, but instead of being at the rhythm of like the beat, it's the rhythm of his delivery.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. I
like
get a
to see
headache
someone
thinking
complete
about it.
that on Expert. Well, that's out on August 25th. 2 days later, though, Control gets a new expansion. Aw. It's AWE.
Aw.
Not
Aw.
AWW.
Aw.
And y'all are mad at me? Y'all are mad at me? Yo.
Because he has the delivery, he has the patience, and it's not like he's like got the time shot. You're just out there like Wayne Gretzky, like shooting at every
You
fucking
miss
open
100%
net
of the shots you
you
don't
possibly
take.
can. But then
That's a
like,
Gretzky quote, son.
you're taking the value of your puns and you're putting them in the
I'm-
gutter. Where Jason's
I'm
like,
also the only
here's
dad
a
in the
delicious
group,
pun
so
for you.
I'm extremely qualified for the dad joke area.
I'm practicing. I'm trying to adopt.
Practicing for my dad jokes.
I have to get these stretches in, Jason.
Oh yeah,
That's
but we are
my
getting
dad
a
jokes.
Control expansion.
Should be cool.
Yeah. This
And
is the one.
wasn't there stuff about like all the hints at like a crossover with?
Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's an Easter egg in the main game. And then I think the AWE specifically, like it stands for Altered World Event, but I think there's a big I don't know if this is community driven or whatever, but it seemed like Alan Wake had, because think about it, Altered World event or Alan Wake expansion, whichever way you want to go. And I think in the lore of the, I know, right? In the lore of the game, Alan Wake was supposed to be the director at some point, but he was passed over. So maybe Wake's coming home to roost. You don't know.
Ooh.
That wasn't intended to be a joke. That was a statement, because y'all are looking at me like, man, that was even worse, Matt. And I wasn't even trying to joke that time.
I think the fact that you paused made it sound like it was like.
Yeah.
Moving on.
There's a reason I'm an X-ray tech and not a comedian. Just saying.
Yeah.
Auto Chest is finally coming to PS4. It's out on Steam now. It's coming out October 31st.
Is this the same Auto Chess?
Yes.
So is it actually Dota Auto Chess?
Wait, there's multiple. There's Auto Chess. There's Team Fight Tactics. There's one other. They're all the same.
There's Dota Auto Chess.
I think there's another Auto Chess that's not
Okay.
Dota related.
I mean, I'm not
Same
going to lie.
concept.
I will look at the trophies and wait for a sale.
Auto Chess. No, this is not. This is not the same.
Okay.
This is not Dota Auto Chess.
That's why I was confused.
And it's not like it's like it's literally called Dota Auto Chess, and this is just Auto Chess, which is
Auto
weird.
Chess.
Then we got
Dota Auto Chess and Diet Auto Chess. That's a bad joke. You're welcome. I feel like I'm about to get kicked off this show.
You know what? You could take a walk like our next title, The Pedestrian. That's how you do it.
That was also painful. I need to start drinking if we're going to do this.
I don't
Why aren't you?
understand why you did not know that was a prerequisite.
Did you get the memo?
Yeah, I know. It was in the
I have
notes.
water. That's it.
It was
Oh my God.
it was in your introduction packet.
I was gonna say it was in her
Great
contract she signed.
This is Kentucky Mule right here. So
Goody.
No, we are getting for PS5 The Pedestrian, which is
Looks like a puzzle.
It's a puzzle game where you
Almost
move between
it's like a shifting puzzle platformer.
street signs and not just street signs, just signs in general.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a cool concept.
Yeah, it seemed like more of a side-scrolling Gorogoa.
Yeah, I could see that.
I really got the Witness vibes. That's what I got off of that whole trailer. The Witness vibes with bathroom signs.
That's the best description yet. Bravo.
I am a writer.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Next up, Hood.
January 2021.
Hood, Outlaws and Legends.
Doesn't look bad. Looks like it'd be a fun time.
Yeah, it's a multiplayer game, though. I feel like, I'm interested. Nah, I'm not going to get this.
Well, it's also like one of those, I'm interested. I'll pick it up when it's on sale. Maybe,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we could probably take a poll between the four of us, and it would still come out as we're more interested in this than the next thing.
Yes. This is out now on, I believe, Steam. Temtem. It's a...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I wasn't.
I know what you were thinking.
I know what...
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about. No, the second to last thing of the show was Temtem, which is being not ported, but brought over to console. It is a Pokemon-like...
Yeah, it's a Pokemon.
It's a Pokemon.
Yeah.
People seem to really enjoy this. I've seen it when it first came out. I know this always has
Was
an
it
audience.
finally released, or is it still in? early access?
I think it was early. I think this will be the
still-
final release. I think it's still in early access.
Like it'll release on Steam the same time
Yeah.
as final release.
Yep.
Okay.
Like, it'll 1.0
Because I know they've been
comes
like
out.
early access and talking about fixing stuff and working with, the fan base to try and get things just right.
And next up, last but and definitely least, Godfall.
Mm.
I feel like the first next-gen title announced has definitely turned out to be the worst next-gen title announced. Like,
I'll argue with that on Bug Snacks, but okay.
I mean, okay, okay. So, and like we could have that argument, but I would say Bug Snacks at least has a personality.
And fight.
Whether or not you
Round one.
like that personality, that's subjective. Whereas Godfall, it's just like, hey, video game.
The way you just described that, I thought of Bug Snacks as that weird girl at the party that you don't want to talk to but keeps coming over near you. That's Bug Snacks.
But
I'm usually the weird boy that keeps coming up to people and talking to them. So me and Bug Snacks can hang out.
But someone else at that party might want to talk to that weird girl. Godfall?
Yeah.
Godfall will probably pick up like For Honor people. I'm thinking something. It'll have an audience.
It's weird. They keep
It's there.
describing it as one thing, but all they show is it's a larger MOBA. All we see is corridor fighting. They keep saying looter slasher. We haven't seen any loot. Like the characters look the same each time, so you're not like they're making it sound like it's the melee version of Borderlands with the loot, but they don't show anything. And it's this, and they're saying it's open, but we just see corridor fighting.
Yeah.
Or that one thing where they were showing off like the different weapon types was just like an arena boss fight. Very standard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like stale and just was not interesting at all.
Yeah.
Oh, they failed with Battleborn, so they needed to fail on PS5 too.
Mm.
At least Battleborn. At least we knew what Battleborn was.
Yeah, at least like you could tell what, like, yeah. I mean, I think that this is definitely, like, if they're going for the Borderlands thing, I don't think they're going for Borderlands so much as they're going for Borderlands 3, because for being an open world game, there's a lot of corridors in Borderlands 3. They're just a little wider, it seemed like. I mean, I'm not like trying to, I've not played near as much as Moose and Jason have, but
I haven't played any.
That's fine.
You have it though.
I do have it. It will happen, especially now that this is happening. So it will happen.
Uh-oh.
She's already part of the show. She owns a game for several months and has not played it.
I picked it up in Black Friday sale.
She's checking a lot of boxes, guys, today.
She picked it up at a Black Friday sale, so she's definitely baptized at this point, because that was a while ago. We're almost at the next Black Friday.
Oh God. Oh God. The summer's not over yet. Slow your roll.
I mean, I still have a sealed copy of The Witcher 3.
You can keep it that way.
You could just throw it out.
We might be the only video game
I need
podcast
a new Frisbee.
that leans towards the not worshiping The Witcher 3.
It is a very objectively very good game,
But
I can't.
but
But
it didn't do it for me personally, and I can't believe I just said that publicly because of
Why?
who I work with.
Oh, Mo's gonna be pissed.
I'm fired. I don't even get paid, and I'm fired.
who at Obilisk are we referring to? I don't know. Cowards. All you cowards. All you cowards. Anyway, I haven't tried Witcher 3, not because I don't like it, just because I'm easily distracted, and now that I've been distracted for so long, I look at that and I don't want to go back.
I'll give you the roadmap. You could do it in under 30 hours.
I got
easy.
200 hours of Monster Hunter to play, y'all.
Witcher 3 short game, under 30 hours.
Yes, but then I'm gonna have to do Blood and Wine.
You don't have to.
And what's that other
Jeff
one?
hasn't.
What's that other
Jeff
one?
hasn't.
Is
Jeff
it Hearts of
loves
Stone? Is that the other
Yeah,
one?
Hearts of Stone is the other one.
Jeff loves The Witcher 3, and he still hasn't played the DLC.
And I'm gonna have
just
to
watch
play
the Netflix
Gwent.
show.
Like it's gonna be a whole thing.
Just
That's
watch the Netflix show, then watch the prequel Netflix show that they're producing, and you'll be good.
Yeah.
That requires a lot of time. I don't like watching.
The
stuff
Netflix show
that
is like 8 episodes.
Yeah, it's like 8 hours.
You watched Game of Thrones?
That's a lot longer.
Yeah,
And a
one
lot
at a
more
time.
of a waste of a time.
That's
The
true.
Witcher actually is good.
Yeah, The Witcher was actually a really good show.
See, the Game of Thrones is a good show. It just
It is.
ended poorly.
It did.
All right, I'll give you that. I was just gonna say.
Like the last
I was
3
like,
episodes ruined that. last
Exactly.
season.
Everybody says it's the last season. It's the last 3 episodes. They
Yeah.
sucked.
No, the last season got off to a flyer. The problem is that it's because they condensed it. Where they fucked
Yeah,
up.
they were offered 2 more seasons and then gave up.
Yep.
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 So
They
they
wanted-
took 2
they wanted-
seasons worth of pacing and put it in 3 episodes, and that was horrible.
hmm
So this is a Game of Thrones podcast now?
Yep.
We good? Cool.
And a not The Witcher 3 video game podcast.
Unless I'm talking, then it's a Game of Groans.
I'll give you that one.
Thank you, Jason. I knew I was gonna get you if I got any of you.
You get points for that.
Hey,
Uh,
I'm not telling you what it looks like. I'm telling you what it is.
But what we didn't get at State of Play, and no surprise because we're probably not going to ever get it, no pricing or release date.
Right.
'Cause like Michaela
They're
said,
playing chicken with Xbox.
they're both going to say available today.
Available today. Price
See,
revealed in
okay.
cart.
So that tactic killed Sega as a console maker. What if both Xbox and PlayStation do that and everyone's like, nah, I'm just going to get a Nintendo Switch? Or a
Nintendo
PC.
it doesn't exist anymore, though. They disappeared in the pandemic. And they shadow released small games like Paper Mario, Origami, whatever. But Nintendo is basically signed a non-compete this fall so far.
Well, I think they've been non-competing since the Wii.
Well, yeah, and they've got their own
Realistically.
market, but I mean, like they
Yeah.
just, in terms of share of voice on social media and activity around their brand, and now I sound like a marketer because I am, and I hate it. But
Welcome to the club.
Yeah,
I hate that I sound like a marketer. Oh my god.
At this point, you're going to pre-order PlayStation 5 and then, pick up tomorrow.
There will be no pre-orders. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's
You'll
just
just
race
go to the
Best
store.
Buy now.
And it'll
You don't
be there.
get there. A woman in a minivan with 3 kids in the back screaming about PlayStation is
No,
going to
that's
run you
Karen. She
over
wants to
before you
speak to
get
the manager.
She wants to know why it's not free because she just bought a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
That's that conversation.
So now getting back to Nintendo, I think that their fan base is rabid, but because they're not participating in sort of the console war. I mean, they're doing what Snapple did in the 90s. They're like, we don't want to be Coke or Pepsi. We want to be number 3. Like, they don't want to be your first console. They want to be your second. If you have a PC, they want to be your mobile console, and that makes sense. If you are,
Smart move.
Yeah, I mean, I think
they have their own market. They don't
Yeah.
compete directly. But what I was more so talking about, what are they releasing for the rest of the year? So Animal Crossing has carried their revenue for the year pretty much, along with insane hardware sales. But
Well, that's the thing.
the
They've got
games-
got
yeah.
Animal Crossing.
But what about for
They
the rest
can't-
of the year? They've got all
They
these
don't
games
need
in
a
the
rest of the
pipeline.
Yeah,
year
they don't need
because
a rest of the
Okay,
apparently we're
Nintendo
never
usually
coming out
releases
of
a couple
phase
big
2.
games.
Some of us
I-
don't like Animal Crossing. They need stuff for the
Some of
rest
us
the
don't
year.
like Animal Crossing. Jason's got a friend now.
I thought he always had a friend.
But more so what I'm talking about.
Do the Golden Girls theme.
Do you guys actually remember? Because I do. Do you remember when the last time there was a full actual Nintendo Direct? I'm not talking a partner Direct or a mini Direct
No,
or
it
a
was
Pokemon
like
Direct. A regular one.
Was there even one this year?
It
No,
was
not
last September.
yet.
Yeah, I
And
was
they
gonna say
revealed
like,
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
yeah.
Last September was the last full regular Nintendo Direct. Think about that.
Yes,
There's
but-
games they revealed at that E3 that we haven't talked about. Bayonetta 3 fell into a hole with Metroid. Like, they're gone.
Oh, Metroid
Well-
is like so far down that hole.
So,
same
with-
same
Bayonetta
gonna
3
save
should
it.
be ready by now. Realistically, where the hell is that thing?
Yeah, Bayonetta 3 should be good to go.
should be, but I also think that
We did get an update on SMT5.
yeah,
That was also in the hole.
but I also think I think that like they can I think that Nintendo is looking at this next gen release very much like they looked at the PS Vita's release. Because if you remember correctly, like Vita had a lot of hype like in the months prior to its release, and then Nintendo dropped, several. I think they dropped was that the Mario 16? They dropped several things like right away and were able to outsell Vita immediately. And I think that was because I don't remember. I know they dropped like 4 or 5 massive games along with I think that was the Founder program, maybe. I don't remember. But they did something that basically took the Vita's launch. And it also, the 3DS knew what it was, whereas the Vita really didn't. As great as that handheld is. I'm not trying to disparage the Vita in front of Jason because he'll get very mad at me. But I think that they will probably wait and see what happens and then drop whatever they're going to drop. Because as much as I love Pikmin 3 on the Wii U, like, I know that that's not going to... I mean, I might be wrong. It might do gangbusters, but I don't expect it to because Pikmin is not... It's not a top of the marquee franchise for Nintendo. I'm glad they've supported it as long as they have. Don't get me wrong. But with the rumored collection of Mario 3D platformers, like that could sell systems.
Oh, it
depending on what
will.
it is.
But there's really nothing. There's a bunch of indies, and there's nothing like Axiom Verge 2, but that's going to be available
everywhere
everywhere.
Eventually.
Usually, every system. Okay, not every system because Xbox hasn't been following this pattern, but Sony and PlayStation have both for the past several years been on like a schedule where they have at least one major spring title and one major fall title that are exclusives to their systems, and then peppering in some other exclusives that might be slightly smaller throughout. Nintendo, basically their entire year is Animal Crossing. Whereas last year you had Pokemon and Fire Emblem and Astral Chain and a bunch of stuff going on.
What exclusive is coming to Sony and Xbox this fall?
Well, that's going to be the launch titles. So
yeah, they don't need
And we know how dicey launch lineups can be, so...
I've actually never got a console at launch, so I've never experienced that firsthand. And I do think PS4 to PS5 at least is going to be a huge difference because they know what was their moneymaker on PS4. It was the game. So I don't think they're going to make that mistake going into launch because we know that they're withholding stuff from us now, but we also have seen what they've already shown us between your Horizons and your Demon Souls and all this other stuff that they've going on for the PS5 within its first year and at launch. So there's going to be compelling titles that will sell these systems. And Xbox took that lesson and learned it from Sony, basically. Yeah. But they've been acquiring all these. Xbox is going to struggle, I think, because they've been acquiring all these studios for the past couple years. So these games are further behind in development than Sony, who already had all these first-party studios working underneath them and planning for this. Whereas Xbox is going to be about 2 years behind. But I think Xbox, if they continue on this path, will have a much more compelling library next gen than it did this gen. I just don't think it's going to be there at launch the way that I think PS5 is going to have it at launch. But regardless, Nintendo too quiet in terms of its exclusives, because look at the hardware sales because of the pandemic. Now light that on fire and keep it going for the rest of the year through this other console launch. But you need a Bayo 3 or something like that to keep the momentum going, because Animal Crossing came out in March.
Are they is Bravely Default gonna come out this year?
It's like it's
August.
targeting a 2020 release. So that's a if they get it done type of situation.
Yeah, I mean the only other thing they announced was Cadence of Hyrule, the DLC, but that's not really a major release.
They've got 2 Shin Megami Tensei titles, but that's not till next year. They'll come probably first half 2021 for both of them. But they've got nothing for the fall.
Now, Shin Megami Tensei 5 is a new one, right?
Yes. So 3, Nocturne, is an HD remaster.
Yeah.
5 is brand new. There hasn't been an SMT game since PS2.
Okay.
There wasn't a Persona game since PS2. They were working on Persona 5 for so long that they basically missed an entire console generation. Well, there was Catherine.
Worth the wait.
Yes.
Worth the wait.
I think, and we're also not taking into account the pandemic could have affected Nintendo more.
Oh yeah, it definitely did.
Like if you look at PlayStation and Xbox, they have like say 20 studios each working on titles. Those are 20 separate studios. Nintendo, like if it's all Nintendo, that could affect them more. Like Sucker Punch could be fine, but another studio could be bad, like really in trouble with the pandemic.
Nintendo I think did struggle the most because of culture shock. They've always had trouble communicating to the West. They've always been more at home with their home field advantage with Japanese audiences. And Japan adapted to remote work life very differently than we did here in the West. I think their pipelines were severely more interrupted. Like they basically didn't show anything that they would have shown at E3 this year, probably because a lot of it is delayed and behind schedule. Because if there had been E3 this year, they would have shown a direct, but they didn't. So those games are somewhere. They're just not where they would have been without COVID.
Right. Well, so I just have one derailing question, and then we could probably think about wrapping. Are you a Shin Megami Tensei fan?
Me?
Yes.
I have not played them. I've only played Persona games. But I want to be. So I'm excited. I want to play those because obviously it's the parent series. So I want to, according to the hardcore fandom, stop being a fake fan. But they haven't released one since PS2. I still have a PS2. I could get them on PS2, but I'm waiting for them to
be remastered and not cost astronomical amounts of money because they're locked away on it.
Also, my 4K TV, I would not be able to hook up a PS2 to that because nobody does AV jacks anymore. So.
Yeah.
It's a sad time. But yeah, no, I want to be a fan.
Bring back the AV jack. No, that's not.
No.
Okay. So what do you think? Should we wrap? Okay, well then before Moose takes us out of here, since he's taking a drink, I just want to say that cannibals don't eat clowns because they taste funny.
Bye.
At Story Route Zero, we have some cool friends who do some cool things, and I'd like to tell you about them. Phoenix Overdrive uses the power of games and gamers to help heal sick kids through the charity Extra Life. Phoenix Overdrive fundraises for Children's Miracle Network hospitals all year, every year, and the fund culminates in a 24-hour gaming marathon. Find out more about their events and projects online via Facebook at facebook.com/Phoenix Overdrive or on Twitter and Instagram at PHX_Overdrive. You can also join the Facebook group of Pawn Stars at facebook.com/groups/PO Nation in order to share and discuss all the latest in nerd culture. They've also got a podcast, Nerd Overdrive, which you can see weekly at youtube.com/Phoenix Overdrive. You can also catch it on Facebook Live or twitch.tv/PHX_Overdrive. That podcast is also published on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Stitcher. You want merch? They got merch. Merch can be ordered from tinyurl.com/phxodmerch, a portion of which goes to their fundraising efforts. Join the nation and be a hero to sick kids, as El Capitan Rey Osorio, Lee the Maestro, and Becky, the lovely queen of the guild, always say, #Rise Above. Thank you for listening to Story Route Zero. We hope you have enjoyed your time here as much as we've enjoyed having you. Once again, questions, concerns, complaints, pictures of pets, or favorite recipes can be sent to storyroute0@gmail.com. You can yell at us on Twitter @StoryRoute0. Rate us and review us on iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you may have found us, as it helps with discoverability. If you'd like to hit us up individually, you can find Moose Cool @Sven, that's SVHENN on Twitter, PSN, Instagram, and of course Twitch, streaming games. You can find Jason Marshall writing at Obilisk.co. You can also find him on Twitter @GimpyJ with 2 Y's at the end, as well as PSN, Instagram, and Twitch. He also has his own website, whereisthepausebutton.com. You can find Michaela Criscione doing all sorts of writing at Obelisk.co, as well as on Twitter @RedXMod. My name is Matthew Keel. You can find me everywhere I'd like to be @infinite_rewind. That's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Twitch, that's PSN, and I also have my own website, infiniterewind.com. Be sure to check us out at all the places. You are always welcome, and you will always have a seat waiting for you on this ride. Thank you for listening, but for now, it's back to the real world for us. So we will see you on the next one.